Okay. We made it, dude. We haven't done a
are.
Zoomcast in quite some time, and I'm looking a little worse for wear. I've been out there spreading my freaking joy around, you know what I'm saying?
Full-time pussy hound, dude.
Oh, my gosh. Bro, have you ever talked to yourself on the phone in the last 3 or 4 days?
Nope.
It's pretty nice. You should
How
call
do you do
yourself
that?
sometime and just be like, hey, man, I'm spinning out. I think people don't love me. And then I don't know what it is. You make us feel better.
Nice. Sick. I appreciate that. I'm here for it, G.
One day, I would say in the next year, in the next 18 months, I'm going to have a social interaction. I'm going to go to like a social gathering, and I'm not going to be insecure about it. And I'm going to have a nice time, regardless of how anybody else thinks or feels. And then I'm going to leave there, and I'm going to go, that was nice. And it'll all just stay right there.
I just did mine. Mine was at my brother's house that night of the barbecue.
You did too, huh? Okay, so at least we have some, like, we know it can be done.
And it was hard, man. I had anxiety the whole time leading up to it. Then it was just chill, fun, laid back.
I heard, here's a good compliment for you, maybe one of the best compliments we've ever got on the cast. Timothy John Spudwell says to me, he says, I saw him last night at a game night, and he goes, oh yeah, that cast, I couldn't find the part where you gave me that cool name, so I just had to throw on the whole thing for everybody in the pickup, and it was him and Mace Dog, and then like, I think, 2 girls, like sisters, friends, family members, whatever, and he said they laughed their fucking asses off.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then I couldn't remember his favorite part was you saying something about, so I drank alcohol or something like that. And I go, yeah, it sounds like him. But
Definitely sounds like something I'd say.
But yeah, car ride full of frickin' 4 people. We're just dying laughing at the shit we had to say, dude.
We bring the heat, G.
We do, and we have been. And I went, yeah, that was probably the podcast where I decided to shut up and let Yancey talk. That's why everybody's so happy. And then I hated
I'll
myself.
shut the fuck up. If it wasn't for community guidelines, I'd be able to bring the same energy to the pod that I brought to you via Snapchat this morning when you woke up, you know?
That was so nice, dude. There's nothing like waking up next to a beautiful woman and going, hold on, I got a Snapchat from Yancey. It's like 5 segments long of him talking. I'm sure this isn't going to end us up in hot water. Dude, and it turns out if you don't have a next to you, then you don't end up in hot water when you hear your boy talk.
That ain't no shit. That's what we've been looking for.
But it is crazy to drop an N-word with a hard R before noon.
It's pretty wild stuff, man. Someone's got to do it.
Just throw you on blast immediately. I'm just kidding, dude. He's never said the N-word a day in his life. You know it, I know it, the whole world knows it.
If I think by just doing the math, if I fast one more time, I am Jesus Christ. So
you've done a lot of fasting. Well, you hit that. You says, oh yeah, as soon as I got to Idaho or to North Dakota, I hit a 48-hour water fast. And I told Bree that, and she goes, what? Don't you have to drink water? And I said, I used to think that too, but no, that just means that he's only drinking water. She goes, why would you just stop drinking water for 2 days? That doesn't seem healthy. You would be right about that, sweetie pie.
Yeah, I think they call it a water fast because it's a water-only fast.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
you can have
so
bone broth or chicken broth.
And then you just run on broth for a day and a half? That'd be nuts.
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I don't know what the hype's about, but I think they say 1 full day of just water, and then the second day you can start mixing in electrolytes and broth.
Okay, and that's just a real good reset.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, I'm fresh off this game night. It was fun, dude. Played Catan. I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm trying to learn from my mistakes, but I am smitten. Cupid shot another one of those goddamn arrows in my heart, dude. Oh, Cupid, not again. But that's what we got going on. That's pretty cool. Drove by that old house I spent last year at with the new gal, and I said, you see that gated community over there? Yeah, I know a dork lives in that house. I helped him build a fucking garden.
Shout out Dustin, a fucking little troll.
Sorry, and I have one more thing to say. Oh no, I was talking about damn. You remember?
Mm-mm.
Fuck, I'm in too deep now. That was the ex-father-in-law kind of. I built a garden in his
Oh,
backyard.
fair enough. Yeah, he was something, wasn't he?
He was a dork, dude. But that makes me think of something else I didn't want to say, but I forgot it, so
These
that's
damn
perfect.
AirPods don't say how much battery they have, but they made a noise.
Ooh.
Who knows?
Now
They're
what
still
you-
working for now.
Okay, what you can do is, I'm pretty sure if they're like mine, you can take one out and put it in the charger if it's not uncomfortable, and then if one dies, you can fucking swap back. You know what I'm saying? That might be wise.
So then one sits in there and charges, huh?
Yes. Anyway,
Holy
I'm fresh
fuck,
off
look
of
at
game
us
night,
go.
dude. Shit's lit as hell. I just am tired of having this insecurity in me, but, I can share with our listeners two things. One is the antidote to insecurity. The problem with insecurity is that it makes you fearful and it takes you out of the moment. So if we work on a mindfulness technique known as participation, then that will help us engage in the present moment and be present, and then that fear and anxiety and insecurity might sort of get out of your way while you live your life.
That ain't no shit.
So I just want to tell everybody that, and then there's something else, but anyway. That's what we got, dude. Got a cigarette here. Purely tobacco, obviously. Just rolled it myself. Only tobacco. It's not going to make me giggly or happy. That'd be crazy.
Love that. What else is
It's
in it?
crazy. Dude, it's nuts what... And I feel bad because it's my thoughts, so I go, yeah, I've heard them 1,000 times. They just kind of go in circles, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But being around a new girl that I want to impress all the time, I realize, like, holy shit, B-Train, you got a little two-stroke in there just cruising around and that brain just humming, dude. This thing doesn't stop going. I'm around a new gal and I'm like, ooh, and another thing, you want to hear this fun thing that I know a little tiny bit about that it might impress
Just
you?
blast her with some facts constantly.
Just nonstop, dude. It's crazy. But we've found in the last 6 to 10 months, since I really have made a big pivot, it's very cool how a noticeable difference in how people respond to me. Like, they kind of like me more. Do you know what I mean? And even that
100%.
insecurity comes out, but it's almost like people know, oh, this isn't like insecurity that's reigning your life, that's like ruling your decisions, that's directing your path. And there's been times in my past when I've had that insecurity, like fresh out of horrible breakups or something, and I think that like girls have not wanted to be with me because they can pick up on, they're like, yo, you got some heartache in there that's just going to keep fucking you up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just nice that I've done
What
some
do
work
they
and it
say?
seems like
Hurt people hurt people?
they do. I've seen it happen,
Isn't that what
bro.
them gals say?
I've seen it happen. It just happened to me for a whole year. But I don't know. There's just something about feeling good. Who cares? People like me more lately, and that's been nice. That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
And
I
they
love that
should.
for you.
And they should like me. We know that. I'm the fucking king. Whatever. But you're like day 3 back to work.
Uh-huh.
We're doing 21 days off booze, but
Yep.
turns out we might be doing not just getting real fucked up and ruining our life.
Uh-oh. Yeah, who knows? I don't know, man. I haven't even with Tyler and Braden drinking, because we all rode out together, like, I haven't had any desire to drink at all. And then yesterday, sitting in the sunshine on the back patio, I was like, you know what'd be perfect? Some ice cold beers. And I did.
That's what
and
I
think the problem, or what I've noticed, at least that I noticed yesterday, is that those 5 beers lit me up. Like,
you
it
can just
wasn't-
kind of get a good buzz, yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I slow sipped that. I drank those first 4 pretty quick, and then that 5th one I kind of parked on, and it was nice.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
You're like
and just ate
lifting
some
it up,
dinner,
it's all
went home.
shaking. Shit, yeah.
Fuck yeah, it was dope.
I don't know, dude, and I know somebody that when you stop drinking, they're very excited about getting you back into drinking just a healthy amount, which is a crazy way to go down this path of sobriety. Like, oh, wow, you finally started this journey of sobriety, so what we want to do is slowly implement these substances that you're setting down. If you can have 3 beers, then maybe we'll be fine. That's fucking crazy, dude.
It is,
but-
too, but it was fun.
Yeah, I want to hear about it, because getting drunk like that, like having a 5 beer buzz when you pretty much never drink, that's like doing you know how you do mushrooms once a year and you go, wow, that's so crazy? If you just drink once a month, every time you do it, you kind of go like, holy fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
What was the experience like? I know you've been drunk a billion times, but like, what's it like just ripping 4 beers after so much time off?
Well, it was cool because there was no plans on me drinking. So me and Braden were just sitting out back on the porch for like an hour. And I just said, I think I'm going to have a beer. And he probably thought I was fucking with him because like when I'd crack a bubble water in the back seat and he'd go, another one? I'd say, no, it's Keystone. Just fuck with him. But then I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to have a beer. And then I walked inside and set that bubble water down and came out with 2 Keystones. And he was like, what? And I popped the top and got after it. So it was a hit, but it was cool. It was right as dinner was getting done. So I drank those 5 beers, ate a plate of food, and then that was that. I went home, chilled out, and then went to bed at 8:15.
God damn, dude. Well,
dude, one thing I will say,
yeah.
I know people worry, like last night when I walked in the house and I told Tyler, I said, I'm having a beer. And he goes, no, buddy, you've been doing so good. Like, yeah, I'm having a beer. I don't think people realize I haven't slept like this since I was in fucking high school. I thought if I'm up at 9, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And I sleep all goddamn night. I wake up feeling so good. I ain't giving that up for fucking nothing, dude.
I know, dude.
I ain't going back to sleeping like shit.
And what you said what you said a few days ago, after your 21 days off and then a nice like weekend of drinking, you said, yeah, man, this is cool. This is like nothing we ever experienced. Like I kind of feel like I got a grip on it, which is not and nuts in a good way, like miraculous. That
sure.
Just 3 weeks of it, and it's not like this dreamer Gemini side of you that says, "Yep, we're done with it. Plug in the jug." It's like the true side of your true confidence that I think you're like, "Oh wow, I've freaking uncovered a skill that I have, and I can now use." 100%.
I haven't been able to explain it that way, but that's exactly it. Like, I know there's part of me that always says things, and people are like, oh, fuck, okay, we'll see. And I don't think they realize that it's a whole different side of me this time that's like, I don't even think about drinking during the day anymore. Like, I don't have plans for it. I don't even... And even drinking last night, I will say in this last month, I've drank 4 or 5 times, and my knee already, I've gained probably 30% of it feeling good. Up and down ladders, walking stairs, it doesn't hurt after I leave the gym.
Holy shit. So that's why I spent 6 months of our podcast doing nothing but talking about quitting drinking.
Yeah.
Is because it isn't the booze part. It's the perspective part. It's when you stop thinking about alcohol. And by the way, I got something that I could stop thinking about that would probably help me out too. But when you do stop, like this preoccupation with alcohol and you're drinking maybe every day or every other day and all this stuff, it like it clears so much space for so much other shit to think. And that's kind of what you're saying is it's not like I'm in a battle with not drinking. It's like, alcohol's not really in the mental.
It's not on the brain anymore. It's not even...
Yeah.
It's not even a thought of the thought process throughout the day. Like, I'll think about being happy that I don't drink. Like, that part's cool, and it feels good. And sometimes during the day, like when I wake up this morning at 5:20 and watch the sun come up, and I feel great. My joints don't ache. I don't feel like shit. I don't have to run to the bathroom and explosively diarrhea for a day because I drank Crown all night. You know, it's just, it's not even a goddamn thought. And I love that.
Oh, my God. I gotta switch gears on you. I've been on sweet treat patrol, dude. Have I told you about this? Uncle Tom came to visit, so we got some sweet treats, and I gotta get a pen and paper so I can write shit down as we go along. But anyway, this chick's sweet treat go-to is nothing but the class. Like if we're balling out, we're eating the frickin' plastic-based chocolate, dude. Give me a good oil-based cosmic brownie. I'm pretty sure they just use motor oil and, like, sugar. I don't know. It's not chocolate. It's not flour. Whatever they're making out of, it's rubber, I think. Like, it's repurposed tires that taste like chocolate with tiny sprinkles on it.
Fucker, they
So anyway, I'll rip fucking 8 or 9 of those fuckers, and they come in little 2-packs, dude. That's like a little treat. You eat one, you go, wow, was that 1,000 calories in one bite? I'll have another, please. Shit's so fucking good. And this chick got the best ice cream I've ever had in my life. Like multi-layered gelato shit with like cookies and cream, like 5 layers. And then, she didn't say this, but I heard it in my brain when she said, here comes the choo-choo train, and she fucking fed me ice cream, dude. And you ever been fed ice cream by a grown woman? That'll make you feel like you fucking belong. Yeah.
Oh, you ain't shitting either. That's home sweet home.
So that was pretty lit.
That's some fucking shit Theo Vaughn would say, man. I'm just trying to find a guy to feed me ice cream at night, bro.
I just want that little ice cream spoon just fucking flying into my mouth, bro. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, I don't know, dude. That's kind of what I've been doing. I've just been... It's tough for me, I think, because of my ADD. So if we're trying to build our life by focusing on spiritual wholeness and physical wholeness and intellectual wholeness and relationship wholeness and emotional wholeness, I get hyper-fixated on one pillar. Mm-hmm. And I'll go, okay, and then I'll spend a week like fucking hyper-spiritual or now we got a relationship on the horizon. So I go, oh, wow, let's fucking pursue that. Which is probably so helpful for like the normal, like if you want to build an empire or make a lot of money. But for things that just sort of take their time and you have to work in lockstep with the universe, sometimes we get a little too laser focused and then we get preoccupied and maybe to an unhealthy degree.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I think I'm finding lately in myself, is it's like, that's cool, dude, you got an opportunity relationship, but we don't have to put 100% into it. Or that's cool, dude, you got an opportunity at like a career or whatever. All right. And so, but a balance. I'm just saying balance. That's all I'm trying to talk about. That's what I'm looking for.
Fucking A. Short story long. That's all you were trying to say.
Yeah,
Get some balance in your life, motherfuckers.
Well, that's why I'm a professional podcaster, dude. I'll find the long way to say some shit. And why wouldn't you?
If you were having a cup of coffee and on the counter every morning was just a nice little cup that you could scoop it up and dump it in your coffee, why wouldn't you just have some more balance in your life?
Absolutely, dude. And we're on balance patrol. I don't know. We're doing so good, and so the part that sucks is the part where I don't feel like I'm doing good.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to have to get that dialed in at some point, huh?
Yeah, because I can zoom out and look at it and go, B-Train, you're really doing it, folks.
Zooming out, what a handy tool.
Get treated like kind of just barely poor, like just not treated like royalty for 10 minutes. Yeah. And I go, well, they all hate me. I've done everything wrong up to this point. I should just... Anyway, and I don't want to like harp or get stuck on whatever bullshit I've just been preoccupied with. But that's what I got going on inside of me. Everybody can kind of suck my dick, dude. This is what I keep forgetting that I want to say. And hopefully everybody's still listening to this fucking droning nasally voice that doesn't stop coming out of your goddamn speaker. But old Timmy John says, yeah, I was listening to the podcast and you started talking about the Hey Boys. And I thought, oh, geez, more people I don't know that, like, I gotta know what you're talking about or something. And I said, oh, yeah. And then I thought, today I went, that's got to be tough when somebody just, like, puts hundreds of hours into creating free content that just shows up every week where you get to listen to people that are, like, locals that are hilarious, the two funniest podcasters on the planet, and then they mention somebody you don't know, and you go, yeah. Okay, dude. And I'm just saying this because I'm mad at the whole world. I hate that I'm such a fucking cocksucker.
It's all right, though. I think after that home-rolled cigarette, you'll be in different shape.
Should we try it? We can just do it for science. We can see what happens.
Why wouldn't you? If you could put it in your coffee, why wouldn't you?
Because I'm trying to get off the shit. And then the other problem is, well, there's no problems, dude. There's only fucking fear is the obstacle. The obstacle is the path.
We know this. Thanks, Dustin.
We've been knowing this. Oh, and I'm a little incense boy now. I'm on incense patrol, dude. Full-time incense hand. I don't
think that'll surprise anyone either.
Oh, yeah. I guess this is more like people will be like, oh, I thought just now? You just found out about incense?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you're so amped up about them. Like, I figured you've been on the shit.
Well, you'd take 8 dabs and meditate on a daily basis? You just heard about incense? Like, you know what I mean? These dudes have heard about incense. These B-Train type folks.
That's all time, G.
Thanks. So anyway, that's what I got. But if you just let me keep running, I think I'm just gonna chase my tail for a little while. So,
okay, some things we've done since the last podcast. You took me out on a drift boat with Tyler
in the rain,
in the freest county in
southeast
Idaho. Mm-hmm. Yep, we caught some fish. We had some laughs. It was a hoot,
brother. You caught the biggest fish we've seen this year and maybe even last year. Me
it was
personally.
Nice. Yeah, and then Tyler made a nice little joke, and I was like, fuck you, I'm not going to drop this fish. And then... Can
we park there for a second?
Yep.
I want to know if I like more than I want to know anything, man. Like, here, for the listener real quick, you caught a giant fish, 22-incher, probably 4 or 5 pounds. And then you want to tell him what happened, and then I'll ask my question.
Tyler so Braxton nets it and gets it up to me. I'm sitting at the front of the drift boat, so I have a nice little table to work on. And I set the net down, get the hook out of its mouth, and while we're doing this, Braxton says, well, it's got to get a picture. We got to get a picture of that one. And I said, fuck yeah, I want a picture. And Tyler goes, well, he's just going to let it flop out of the fucking front of the boat anyways. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, fuck, you talking to a noob? Like, I've never caught a fish. Like, this is my first time in my life fishing.
You go, don't talk to me the way I talk to my children, you son of a bitch.
From ages 17 till 22, I wore a fish hook on the bill of my hat because I was that country, okay? And so I get it out, and I pick this fish up to turn around and get a picture with B-Train. It flops once, and its head comes out of my hand. So I set the tail end back down on the table and go to grab it. And as I loosen the grip on the tail, this bugger does a nice little flop right into the water. And I said, motherfucker. And everyone started laughing because we knew what I did exactly when I did it.
And that brings me to my question. I mean this for real. I want to know. If Tyler never says that, does that fish flop out of the boat?
I don't know, because I was so, like, ready to turn that fucker around and, like, you know what I mean? It's my first time fishing with you guys. Like, what, do you think I'm scared to hold this trout? That's not what's going on, pal.
But everybody said don't jinx it since I've been a child. And they say it mostly like they don't mean it.
I think my reaction to his comment, my arrogance, is what caused the fish to never be gotten in a picture.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to pick that motherfucker up and turn around and get my picture right. I just caught a big fish and homeboys in the back of the boat talking shit. I wanted to turn the fuck around and let everyone see it.
Fucking slap him with it, dude.
Show it off.
Reach out and give him a little taste of it.
And I think how quick I went to go with it's what I went all in and came home empty-handed is what happened. And that's what happens when we use our ego instead of our brain.
Yes. Smart, dude. And we've been thinking about the ego a lot lately. I'm glad that you brought that up. Because I'm trying to figure out where mine fits in. Because the ego's not the enemy. There's a lot of spiritual and practices that think, oh, ego death, the ego. Ego's very good. It keeps you alive. It keeps you moving. But the problem is it's more of a... You know, I guess I don't understand it that much. I would assume it's more of like a conscious mechanism that's a part of your consciousness than it is a part of your unconscious.
For sure.
And I think, and I don't know if that's true, but I just mean from the standpoint of like your unconscious communicates with you indirectly through symbols to tell you the truth. And your ego doesn't operate like that. Like it seems more to be based in this conscious reality, shit you can see, touch, feel, measure, and less like this truth that lives outside of time. It's more like the truth that lives right inside of this moment.
That ain't no shit either.
Or something like that. But I haven't figured the ego out yet because I know it's needs to be integrated inside of me.
I think that's all we've been doing for the past 2 years is just integrating all parts of our personality.
Yeah, dude. And that's cool that you said that because that's the most famous psychologists in the world have said that's the entire purpose of like being alive.
I think I just quoted you saying that at one point before to me.
I don't care. It makes me so fucking hard. It makes me so hard.
Look out, Bree. We both about to be getting calmed in, girl.
Dude. And you know what I can do? Because we forget. You remember how scared I get at the beginning of little relationships?
You sure do.
And like how we can just
like
enjoy
a baby
it.
chipmunk. Oh, how change frightens you.
Well, it's not like just little bits of change, dude. Like a baby chipmunk living in a tree, and then they come around and tear down every tree and build a subdivision. And I go, hey guys, this doesn't seem like kind of my vibe. And everybody goes, shut the fuck up, you idiot. We're building houses. And you go, I must not, like, it must be me. I must be the problem.
That's fair.
But you ain't, dude. You're just a little baby chipmunk.
Fuck, what was I just going to say? Oh, our listener in the sky, he who is Keegan, he made a funny the other day on the telephone. I don't, unless someone brings it up, I don't really pay attention too close to the things I say. Like fair enough. I say that all the time.
Right.
And
Bi-curiously.
yeah, and the other day on the phone with Keegan about that gun, at the end of it, he goes, "Why are you selling it?" I said, "I got Disneyland, a house to buy. Like I'm on a mission. If it's not serving me, it's dead weight and it's got to go." And he goes, "Oh shit. Well, as you'd say, I guess, fair enough." In that moment, I realized maybe a lot of people, when I say that, are like, "What the fuck? What do you mean fair enough? Like, what? How does fair even play into this?"
You want to know? Can I take just a shot? This may have nothing to do with what it is, but what I think it is, first of all, fair enough is an amazing go-to. Like, just a perfect response so that you don't have to sit there saying nothing. And those are so my go-tos, as we know, are, "Isn't that nice? That's so pleasant. What a treat." Right? Same idea. Yep. Now, the reason, once you say it a million times and people pick up on it, I think the reason they start giving you guff for it is because it becomes impersonal. You know what I mean? There's a part of it where it's like, "Oh, you're just saying the thing that you know you can say every time I say something." And you probably didn't even have to listen and we would have just had this conversation. Like, I think there's something about it where it's like, "Hey, don't be on autopilot with me, fucker." You know?
Fair enough.
But it's not autopilot necessarily. Like, it is the... Did you mean to say fair enough just there?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's kind of what I think about it. You know what I mean? It's just a nice, comfortable gear to click into, and people go, "Hey."
Sick as hell.
Or they
I
don't.
Love that you
I don't
said
know.
that. A nice gear to click into. I like that.
Because that's what I've been doing, is trying to figure out how to communicate without having to actively listen or
and that had to have been harder for you to learn that. Now, you shouldn't have let everyone know that you dated that tranny in Arizona for a while, right? That kind of that'll cast some shade your direction.
Talk about your all-time backfires, huh?
Do you think maybe that's where the insecurity comes from, is having dated a woman with a penis?
No, I don't think so, because, as you know, I don't know what your guys... First of all, you need to watch Ian Finance's special today. And second of all, brother, for a guy that... Well, I should be unable to achieve an erection a lot more often than it happens.
Why do you
wish
know
that
what I mean? Upon yourself?
No, I just mean in a state of nature. Like, the way things are intended. What I'm saying is, for somebody that doesn't achieve an erection sometimes, usually late at night, testosterone dips at night, dude. It's more, you got more testosterone in the morning. For somebody that doesn't achieve an erection sometimes, that's a lot of confidence in the sexual arena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I get you're confident in the sexual arena, but that's because if a light breeze fucking drifts in through your window, you're like, you could have sex with 3 women at once. And I get it. That's cool. I would be confident too. If a light breeze comes around, dude, I go, "Ooh, I'm chilly. I don't think I could do this right now." And my penis goes and hides. And my point is, and I might be top 3 most sexually confident people I know. And competent. That's confident and competent, dude.
That's nice, dude. I love that for you. Yeah, I don't
and
know.
I'm only saying that because that's what we do on this pod, is we tell the truth
just
about it.
blessed me with keeping it on deck, man. I'm always light breeze away from fucking.
Well, what we're going to do with all this money we're saving from the booze is get that goddamn blood drawn, dude, and we need to see those test levels. I'm telling you, you want to talk about a whole fucking generation of being high T, dude? I mean, there would be an era probably where I would just introduce you as my high T friend. I could start doing that. I could be like, "This is my friend with the most testosterone. I have so many friends with so much testosterone. This dude's got the fucking most."
Fucking high T, bro. I'm going to have to integrate that into the way I talk to myself in my head.
You're a high T motherfucker. You know what got me out of my slump after I called you this morning?
What?
Like, other than talking to you and sharing and connecting. Spoiler alert, everybody. You feel like you want to cry, call somebody. We've been saying this. But then I hung up with you and I was going to buy cigarettes. And I went, "Oh, B-Train. We fuck these bitches when we want and we put them on ice when the noise gets too loud." Of course, the noise is too loud. What are you doing? And I thought, "Oh, yeah, you're mad at, or you're like insecure about how people perceive you. Turn them down. That's cool. They're still going to be there. Everything's all right. Take a beat."
Yeah, smoke a stogie, fucking blast one of your favorite songs, move the fuck on.
That's all I do, dude. That's all I do.
Fuck yeah, G.
I'm telling you, it's going to come to a head eventually. There's no way that I can listen that I can play and listen and sing along with music like I do while I drive with this girl in the passenger seat, like before she snaps.
We're going to know soon.
I gave you a taster of it the other day. You got a taster.
There is one of two things that can happen. You know that, right? You are either going to spend the rest of your life with this woman and everything's going to just go great from here on out.
Exactly how it's supposed to.
Or at some point, it's going to end.
Yes, true that. But I don't mean that. I just mean from the perspective of somebody that's witnessing me be alive. Or that even has a crush on me. Like the things she lets me do to her, you know what I mean? Like, so she thinks highly of me. And I think that... And so I'm wondering, like... and I ask you because you got a taster of it. And there's maybe 5 people on the entire planet that have ever got to see me do that. And that's all I do everywhere I go, whatever I do, is just play music real loud, turn the rap music up, and rap to it like I'm on stage. And then feel good about myself so I can go have a social interaction.
I don't think that you know how bad I needed that day. To just kick back and you just do your thing and not expect a whole lot out of me. I didn't talk a whole ton. I didn't do anything but chill and rip bubble waters for a full day and just watch you do your shit. It was perfect.
It was beautiful. But now imagine if you and I spent every night together, and then whenever we went to do something, like on a Saturday, we just spend all day, we go do stuff together. We drive places. Sometimes we have nothing to do, and I say, we're just going to go drive for an hour and a half around Tex Creek Wildlife Management Area. Mm-hmm. And then it was just that all the time. Because I get, like, that's all I do. That's all I do.
You're asking the wrong person because I would never get tired of it.
Well, that's her vibe too, and that's what I'm not.
Well, you should understand. What have you been saying? You just want a girl to just show up and just let you be who you are. That's what she's doing,
dude. And it's crazy how I frickin' say stuff and then it happens.
There's women that stay in love with loser, drug dealing pieces of shits that go to prison. They'll spend the rest of their lives loving them in and out of prison. You're a pretty light Saturday afternoon,
dude. And oh my God, we can edit this on the fly. I'm gonna mute this and I'm gonna say something to you.
Sick. Yeah. Nice. You're already a step up. Why wouldn't she love you?
Yes, I know. So then you hear that and you go, yeah, I guess he just like smokes a cigarette and raps Kid Cudi. This is nice. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. What are we doing, dude? I'm just trying to figure out how to believe in myself.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you?
And I guess it's new to me.
Did you unmute?
What? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for checking. I guess I'm just trying to figure out how to believe in myself. Like, because I'm believing in myself kind of generally, but it's new to me, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And you just got to keep it up, and you just got to find something that's purpose-driven. You're creative. You can come up with however it's going to fit in your life, whether it's a job or something. And it doesn't even have to be a job. It's just got to be something purpose-driven.
Keeps me busy. It makes me feel accomplished.
You know what you would fucking kick ass at?
What?
A fucking lumberyard. You would be the shit. Load up trailers with a forklift, help strap shit down, just be polite to people that are getting their stuff and getting on their way. Uh-huh. You'd kick ass.
God, that would be kind of nice, huh? I don't know if I can work with the general public, you know?
Yeah, but the lumberyard's not the general public. It's a bunch of... True. It's exactly who you think is there to get lumber to build the things that we love so much.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to write that down and we'll try it maybe because I can try whatever I want. I'm alive one time.
Yep.
And I got a bitch that apparently makes and is just working all the time so I can find something to occupy my time.
I love hearing that. Check, not a stab at her, but I remember when that was my life.
Oh, yeah. I muted it when I said it, fucker.
And then I think about my paycheck now every 14 days, and I go, good God, how do these peasants do it? You left, they're still paying in barrels of cash out here. I don't know.
Oh, really? Like, if I come back up there, I'll be like, I recognize them barrels. Oh, yeah. Those are the ones they used to pay me in.
Yeah, I think they recycle them by the 10, so we usually have a stack till they clean up.
God damn, that's a good-looking barrel. They upgraded since they was paying me them barrels of cash.
You ain't shitting well, 3% a year, you know.
I prayed to the Christian God this morning.
How was
And
it?
I said, it was good. Well, I said, because I don't ask a lot of times. When I get spinning out like this, I don't go to the Christian God all the time with that shit. I go to the Christian God to say, will you keep my family good? And like sometimes when it's late at night and I go outside and I smoke a cigarette like 2 nights ago and I see life flight take off and fly across the sky, I go, God, I pray that you protect everybody, keep everybody safe, whatever.
That's
And
sick as
we
hell.
roll in. That's the Christian God. And today I prayed to the Christian God and said, yeah, sorry I didn't ask you sooner, but could you just help me out on figuring out what I want to do, what I want to occupy my time with, something meaningful that'll keep.
And this is not.
We know that just works every time. So
This is not. Just speaking of biblical
Mm-hmm.
things, you did the Moses last night.
the Moses
What did Moses do, buddy?
parting the Red Sea.
That's fun.
That sucks, dude. But yeah. Oh, dude, and I just did it so good. How
love
proud
that
I
for
am of
you.
myself. I mean bringing it up. I said, Bree, fuck, dude, I don't want to have to edit this podcast all goddamn
Okay, then just
day.
don't say it. We already know what you're going to talk about. Let's talk about something different.
Okay, thank you. Which is, the other hilarious thing. This is also something I shouldn't say, but I did it, dude. I'm talking in my sleep again a little bit. You remember these
Nice.
stories?
Uh-huh.
And I was not asleep for this one. I'm just going to be honest with you. I was half asleep. Like, I forgot that I said it for a day and a half. That's how asleep I was.
Another cigarette already, huh? That's wild.
A regular cigarette, dude. American Spirit. Anyway, what happened?
You were talking in your sleep?
Oh yeah, I think I said something about can I jerk off on your titties? And she said, yeah. And I said, cool, thank you. And then I like fell asleep immediately, and it was like I was not asleep. I said it on purpose, but I was asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so this is what happened last night.
You were
when I
silly
went out to
goosing. You were having a little bit of fun. You're
Yes.
making it sound all serious. You were silly goosing on the
Yes.
pillow, dude.
Yes, dude. And so I walked outside.
You ripped a midnight silly goose.
And I walked outside to smoke a cigarette last night, and as I walked outside, I remembered, oh, that's what you said last night, B-Train. You fucking lunatic. This sweet gal that's so nice to you all day long and just laughs at your jokes and is starting to say yes and to everything because I'm just contagious, and that's a nice way to communicate. You said, can I jerk off on your tits, like kind of in and out of sleep? And then I went and I smoked a cigarette, just laughing about it, like, you're a fucking lunatic. And then I turned around, saw Lifeline, like immediately got somber and like prayed to God, like to keep people alive. And then I walked inside and she said, oh, how was it? And I said, Jesus Christ, dude, get a load of this.
That's fucking
Anyway,
all time,
and-
dude.
I don't say any of that to disrespect anybody. I say it to point out that try living in this brain, dude. What's Scotty say? You commit suicide, try to read my mind, dude. It's a fucking prison up there.
I think the closest I've I think this earlier, no, it was last year, last fall. That gal that lives an hour away from home came and stayed with me, and it was the first night she stayed with me. And I kept waking up in the middle of the night and rolling over and grabbing her and pulling her in to snuggle her and then saying, oh my God, I love you so much. And then falling back. And I was just sleep talking the whole time, right? And so the next morning, she was a little weird at first. And I was like, what, are you good? Do you need coffee? And she was like, do you talk in your sleep? And I was like, oh, no, what did I say? And she's like, you kept saying you love me. And I was like, don't be panicked. I just craved someone loving me for the rest of my life. So I was just talking in my sleep. I apologize. I'm not first night L wording you. You can let that go. I didn't mean it.
Don't
And I
carry
must
it
have said it
around
a bunch because she was weird. And then after I said that, she was like, oh, shit. Okay, cool.
Dude, there's nothing that makes me more happy than hearing that, like, when you're unconscious, which, by the way, who knew we'd fully swap roles? Who knew our unconscious minds were the exact opposite? Because when I'm like half asleep, I talk like you, apparently. And when you're half asleep, you like just meet somebody, you go, I love you. This connection is magic. And then we wake up, and I go, I would never do that to you. I would never disrespect you. I love you. And you go, I would never say I love you. I'm so sorry. I will jerk off on your tits right now.
Oh, that's funny. I did have sex with her after we woke up, too, after we put all that behind us.
Uh-huh. Well, that's how we do it, dude. I guess we are the duality of man. I wonder if maybe we were like Siamese twins separated at birth and got like, it's the yin and the yang, you know?
It could be, for sure.
Or it could be just me having extremely low testosterone levels and you having fucking high T, dude. Just high T, boy.
That'd make too much sense. I like the first thing. Also,
yeah,
I will say,
T, boy.
I had a fucking good night's sleep in your camper on the floor. That was fun. Do you know how long it's been since I went and had a spend over somewhere? That
Dude, a
was
sleepover
nice.
on an air mattress is so... Sleeping on your boys like air mattress, just hanging out with them all day, crashing on an air mattress, like, fuck yeah.
That's sick as hell. And then in the morning, fucking Braden and Dustin showed up, and we all had coffee before. How funny was Dustin's Snapchat? Did he show it to you or send it to you?
I don't think so.
He took a snap of Tyler's truck pulling out with my truck on the trailer.
Yes, dude. He was taking it, and I said, play oil field dad. And he goes, oh, that's funny. And then he did, dude.
That was sick as hell. We laughed so hard in the truck.
That was so funny. But I want to tell you about my favorite part of that morning, which was I woke up at 6, fresh off of 7.5 hours of sleep. And I need 8.5 to 9 if I'm going to wake up spry. So I went, damn, this kind of sucks. I'd like to go back to sleep. And then because of my mom throughout my whole childhood, my whole life, if we were ever leaving early for anything, she'd say, no, I'll get up and see you off. You know, I can make breakfast or coffee or whatever. Like, she always wakes up, is there with you, and fucking sends you off. And I think, what an amazing... So I went, I got to do that. That's a value I now have. Thanks, Mom. And then, so I woke up kind of groggy and grumpy, and I slid that door open, and I saw you just packing up that air mattress, and I went, oh my God, dude, life's never been better. And we got to have coffee with all the dogs in my home. And nothing's ever made me happier than that. Did I? I made you cowboy egg. Well, that's what I do when my bitches stay over, dude. I say, you want cowboy egg? I know you was working last night.
Cowpoke feeds overweight bearded hillbilly.
Dude. The duality of man strikes again.
That's fucking all time.
That was an amazing morning, though. Hanging out with all the dogs before 7 o'clock. Just chatting, getting ready for the day. And I'll tell you, dude, you haven't seen a group of dogs in the morning with a more immaculate vibe than the friends we have, than the people we surround ourselves with.
That was all time.
It's out of control.
I don't smoke morning cigarettes, and I had one bright and early with coffee.
Well, you just get them all together, and it seems to just be a human constant with the dogs. But morning time, I don't think I just happen to like surround myself with morning people because we have that in common. And I will say this once and fucking for all, dude, and we'll put this to bed. Going to bed early and waking up early is going to be better for almost everybody. I'd say 90% of the population. That's not, some people are night owls. We do better if we stay up all night. No, I go to bed about 3 a.m. and that's better for my well-being, for my mental and emotional health. Not the case.
It is.
And if you're unsure, think of any time in your life when maybe you were going to bed at 9 because you had like a busy schedule or a job and waking up at 5. Were those the days when you like had fucking go-go juice and you were motivated and proud of yourself, or were those the days when you were sad and down and out all the time?
You ain't shitting.
Maybe that's not the perfect argument, but I'm telling you, I'm just glad nobody's around to frickin' argue the other side of that.
Yeah, waking up early is the shit. It's the best. Going to bed early and waking up early just feels nice. Waking up just a few minutes before your alarm because you're ready for the day, there's no better feeling.
Dude, getting that internal clock set happens after like 3 days or 4 days, I'm pretty sure. And then your eyes just open at the time that you're like supposed to be awake. You can get...
Isn't that
I'm
such
telling
a
you,
crazy
you can hack
thing?
the body. Mm-hmm.
Because
there's things we can do to our...
Every day out here at work. Every day I've woke up just before my alarm.
That's beautiful. And I don't know. I would need more discipline, but there's so much that we can do to and for our bodies to just make life easier. It's just our meat suit taking this soul around to do what our soul's supposed to do. And if that meat suit's freaking firing on all cylinders, it's going to be nice, dude. It's like fucking running your errands in a damn Lamborghini or fucking Isuzu Trooper. You know what I mean?
Isuzu Trooper.
You know about Isuzu Troopers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had some good times. I think I've made
You're going to make fun of the way I talk?
Passionate high school love in a Trooper.
No. How did you fit?
An old school one, too. The real boxy square ones with a manual
Yeah, but they're
transmission.
itsy-bitsy, man.
Yeah, this was like late 80s, early 90s Mitsubishi.
Front and back.
The Trooper's
like in the cab.
SUV. The Trooper's not the pickup. The Trooper's the SUV.
That? The Scout? No, that's not a Scout.
International has a Scout from back in the 70s.
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of. Oh, that is a little SUV. Well, what did Porter's buddy have? God, maybe it was. But it was a tiny little standard cab deal. It was
Who's Porter?
Like, yeah. He's just a buddy of mine. I was talking about him.
Oh, that's fair. See, the one I did it in was a 4-door. It was just like
that
red one, but 4-door.
That's what Google's showing me right there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little older than that one, but a lot like it.
We got you, dude. You ever rock the frickin'...
Yeah.
The
it was like that
thing?
but black.
Shoot, dude. Just blacked out love.
You know what I had a thought about the other day? Oh, I don't know if I should share this on here. Fuck it. The van's already sold. We had a van for a while that had a bed in the back. And I remember my buddy, after me, him, and my girlfriend got super baked in high school, went driving around, and we just threw a blanket over me and that gal in the back while he was driving around town and made love in the back, just cruising while he was driving.
Holy Christ, dude. And they do that on the internet, and they record it, and I didn't know that you got to do that for real if you were just
16 years
white
old.
trash enough.
Yeah.
Holy Christ. Dude, imagine. I just sent you a Snapchat the other day. You remember the places you had to find to go to touch body parts? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, and you were obviously more reckless than me, but like, it wasn't happening at my mom's house. I would die. I would be murdered. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So we had to go pull off on sides of roads, hang out in parks on the late night. My mom wouldn't let me go to drive-in movie theaters because she said that's where babies come from.
Nice.
So it's not a stretch that you frickin' just tucked down under a frickin' king-size comforter and did some touching, dude.
Yeah, we got to fooling about. It was
did you have to beg your buddy to, like, please, dude, just drive around?
Not at all.
He said, I got you.
I'll
pull off on 3rd Street and we'll swap.
Holy shit, this is crazy that I just remembered. He is now married to that girl that I was with in the back of the van, and they have 2 kids together. But when I say this guy was my best friend in my youth, yeah, like we were, there was no question. We were a team. We were a duo. Hey, you drive for a minute. I'm going to hop in the back with
how fun was that?
Bruh, and her name was Brie. But yeah, so like he just immediately jumped in the cab. We did everything as a unit. We were just a team, and we picked up the slack where necessary.
How fun was it when you were either young and naive or young and confident, or maybe both, enough to say everywhere you went, you go, oh, now we're a package deal. It's both of us or nothing. That was so fun when you were young and just had a fucking partner in crime.
Yeah, it is the shit. It is the shit. That's Gunner now.
Well, shout out to our dogs, dudes.
Yeah, he stopped talking to me, and that girl broke up, and I started seeing Gunner's mom when I was 17. And he got real distant. And one day I passed Maverick, and I didn't even look at the car that he was standing next to talking, which ended up being hers. But I just drove past in my 66 Chevy half-ton pickup I had. And so I called him, and I can't remember where I was headed. I called him, and he didn't answer, and I just saw him stand out there, so I called him again, and he's like, what's up? And I was like, what are you doing? He said, nothing. What do you need? And I was like, I was just past you at Maverick. I was just calling to see what you're doing. And he's like, oh, fair enough. And I was like, who you with? And he's like, don't worry about it.
Oh.
I was like, did our friendship change, or what the fuck is going on here? You know, because for a couple months we weren't talking near as much, and then I was like, that's fucking weird. I was like, all right then, asshole, I'll talk to you later. And then I seen them like 2 months later.
Okay, anyway. I get it now.
But he could have just
That's
told
nice.
me, and I'd have been like, that's cool. I didn't want her anymore. You can have her. I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, and also, like, it's just friendships comes before that stuff usually. But
You'd think
also,
so.
when you're 16, well, I don't know if I could bounce back from his perspective, because you got to realize that what you just described is the craziest fucking thing that's ever happened. The craziest series of events that the world's ever known. It's like you hiding out in a van and doing love, and then your boy being like, "I love her."
That is pretty
You
wild.
don't understand.
But hey,
I really
holy
love
shit,
her.
you want to hear how much more wild this gets?
Yes.
While me and her were dating, he was beating down her mom, dude.
Oh my God! So now we can't release any of this. So now he has
Yes,
to go
you
to
can
Thanksgiving
release
dinner.
all of this, dude.
He
Yeah.
has to go to Thanksgiving dinner and be like, "Ladies."
Yeah, I don't know if she fucking knows. And I don't know 100%. He said he did, and they were locked in the room for a bit, and I know what I did with her mom, so what are you going to do?
Holy Christ, dude! So maybe ultimately, I was thinking how like, oh, everything went so beautifully for him. Like he's got the kids and the fucking. Oh, what a hell you have to now
And at the
That's
end
how
of me and
generational
her-
trauma comes into play, dude. That shit that curses your children on accident is because if that isn't actually dealt with in the open, I don't know their situation, but if that's just some secret that some people have to hold on to for their whole lives, then your kids end up like burning ants with a magnifying glass, dude. Like, That's how shit gets lopsided.
Pretty wild, huh? I forgot about that story. I'm glad
Holy
that got sparked
fuck,
up.
dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
that's
I've lived
crazy.
1,000 lives, man.
I'm trying, and I'll tell you another thing about my penis is I would have to live 1,000 lives before it would ever get hard in the back of a van that somebody else is driving that I'm trying to fucking do love into.
It was my idea. I felt the spark and was like, ooh, I could fuck right now. I looked at the back at her and was like, oh, shit. And grabbed the wheel. Get it back, girl. We got back there,
That's
just
nuts,
driving around
dude.
town, too. I mean, it was only 3 or 4 minutes. Like, I was in go mode. I was ready to fucking... Yeah, we're just driving around town. Just fuck, give me a minute. That blanket.
And I'll tell you what I'm not over, and I shouldn't talk about. But, dude, everything we talk about comes true. And what was I bringing up? Do you remember me bringing up quite a bit like 2 months ago? And we've been talking about it still, but I said, remember when you were 19 and she was just kind of there for you?
Uh-huh.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
You ain't shit.
But what
Yeah,
an
16
what
was
an
wild
exciting
for me.
journey. That's an exciting journey that I'm embarking on. I'm excited to frickin' explore new territory. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a riot, dude. You're going to have a ton of fun. It's going to go exactly how you've been wanting it to.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's that's the other thing I've been doing that's nice. And maybe I talked about this or I've talked to you about it separately, but just I get real trepidatious and timid and anxious and shaky.
You know what else does? A small baby chipmunk.
True that. And
You're just growing a little, Papa. That's all that's going
well,
on.
no, I am. I'm thinking about as it relates to doing new loves because how fun that is, and I get to do it every spring.
Uh-huh.
And there's that like turning point when you gotta stop being so fucking like I don't know, and you gotta just go. It's gonna be what's gonna be. Chill out, settle in, and open yourself up to the possibility of love. And I'm so good at that, and I'm proud that I'm excited I get to kind of do it again. Because as we recall, I think I would cry bringing up the fact that I was opening myself up to the possibility of love. And I think because we were kind of doing that to strengthen that muscle. We were like, okay, we got an opportunity to open ourselves up to love, and this is something that you have to do, B-Train. And we know you can shut yourself out. Like, you can close it off. That'll be fine. Do that whenever you need to, you know.
And I don't remember
in
if
9
it was
months.
on the podcast or not, but one of the best things you ever said about love was you saying that you had come to the conclusion that you didn't get your heart broke because you loved someone. And that's not going to be a reason for you to stop loving and trying to find love.
That's right. I did say that once. I am a fucking conduit. I get my power from another solar system, partner. That's crazy. We got 55 minutes in the can, so we can just kind of coast to the end here. I don't want to pause it and fucking do ADD since we kind of did it.
Cool.
And our first just solid, not taking a break, ripping right through in quite a while, I think.
Yeah, we fucking killed it, dude. We're spot on. And I think it gets better every time.
Ask me what kind of insecurities I have inside of me about this.
What kind of insecurities do you have inside yourself about this?
None. I have none.
You were
Why would I?
Respectful, kind. You just talked about how things make you feel inside.
Mm-hmm. And that's not a crime. And you know what else? A lot of times people probably get mad at me for saying disrespectful shit that hurts their feelings. But you know what has definitely at least happened once?
What's that?
Is somebody getting mad at me for saying all this shit because they see somebody that can communicate their feelings, and then when you see somebody that has something put together that you don't have put together that you'd like to have put together, sometimes we can it raises the hairs up on our neck and we can be aggressive or defensive or hurt. That's hurt people shit.
Yep.
And that's definitely happened.
You know what you need more of in your life? Not giving a fuck.
I know. Well, that's why we're so grateful for you. Because when I get to not give a fuck, those are the moments where I go, and I heard that voice in my head that sounded like Yancey, and I freaking listened.
Yeah. Hey, this is too loud. We got to stop listening to this shit.
But yes. Oh, and thank you for saying that, because I told my therapist that I was like, and we got to talk about the weed eventually, because I smoke so much of it. And it was at the end of this session, so we're like on our way out. And she goes, okay, well, I'll just ask you a question, something you can think on. But what does the weed give you access to? What does it help you with? That, like, what are you getting from it? And I said,
sure.
Okay, cool, thank you. And we know a couple things that it is, but one of those things is, or maybe it used to and it doesn't so much anymore, it helps you not give a fuck, though. It kind of helps you go, I don't
Cat Williams
care.
in that stand-up special where he's wearing that green coat talks about that. Need some fuck it. Smoke a little bit of weed. Man, fuck them lights.
That's what it is. It's very nice. So, anyway, who knows anything, but that is what I need more of in my life is less fucks given.
Yep.
And as we get the external sorted a little bit, I think that's going to be easier.
Well, and it's the same thing as you said with trying to love people and going, okay, 4's the number. You have to have a gatekeeper for the amount of shit you can give for other people's reactions to you. You know, you got to have a limit for the day where you go, I've had enough worrying about if I'm a problem. Fuck you if you don't like me. I'm sorry. This is what we got. Yeah.
If like your best friend tells you, hey, I'd appreciate it if you do this a little different. You go, I care about that. Mm-hmm. And if you just show up at a party and somebody's mean to you, you go, oh, I don't really care about that.
There you go. The first thing you have to edit on the whole pod.
But you just, who cares? You don't give a fuck. But you just kind of want to, it's just because I want to belong. And it's a balance like everything. But if the more that your house is in order, then it is easier to not give a fuck about what else is going on, what other people are saying and thinking. And so we know that's where this we're at that pivot. Because we've done so much of this work on the self. We're true. Like I'm finding out over and over, like, okay, we have a freaking grasp on these ideas. So now it's just like, cool, you figured them out. It's time to fucking live them, plug them in.
Time to put it in action.
Shift into gear. Yeah, so whatever. Just that old fucking crock of shit. What a dumb podcast. Just kidding.
Just immediately fall off. That's so much fucking fun.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's it, dude. I'm going to eat this snickerdoodle real loud in the mic just as a big fuck you to everybody listening. Oh, damn, dude. I hope they didn't shut it off already. I'm not kidding. There's only 20 of you listening. Go to YouTube, leave a fucking comment. Press the like button on whatever app you're listening on. If you're on Spotify, there's a heart there. If you're on YouTube, press like. If everybody just does that, it'll like... It's insane. I didn't know this happened. Dustin left 3 comments and we got double the views.
Hook it up, folks. Show us a little bit of love. Jesus.
So, I mean, Jesus Christ, put in 250 fucking man hours over the last year for free. Actually, it cost me $98 probably. and all the subscription fees to get this out to your fucking cocksucking ears. So freaking hit the like button. Sorry for yelling at you guys. You know I'm going through it. We're just kind of getting everything sorted, but thanks for listening.
Things are working out. Things are working out. They can't all be home runs. We know this.
Well, I love everybody.